Chris Perry, 5 years of dating before marriage, learning how to love and the expectations in love. All right, take notes.
I don't think a man that's not financially in the position to have a woman should have a woman. The stage of where a man is at in his life is the man you're gonna get.
You said when you
Word.
met her, you had $10 to your name and you were living in your father's attic.
All right, so I'm gonna be completely honest and open with you.
You said that unmarried women need to invite a man into a problem that needs to be solved.
Because men are fixers.
Your fiance.
Yeah, a
is
lot of men can be
private
fixers, though.
investigator. You can't do anything, my man. You've been with Britney for 5 years. What took you so long to take this leap to ask her to be your wife? 5 years of dating.
Y'all planning to get married?
Welcome to Vault Empowers Talk. So we don't just scratch the surface. We dive deep into the lives of some of the world's most influential change makers. And today is no different. I'm your host, Brandy Harvey. But before I introduce an amazing guest for the day, I need you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a daily dose of inspiration and motivation. But without further ado, I have the pleasure of sitting down with this amazing man sitting next to me, Chris GQ Perry. He is a YouTuber, musical artist, best-selling author, relationship coach, and man of God. As the founder and host of the Chris GQ Perry TV, Chris believes in having hard conversation around healthy masculinity. In his book, 24 Reasons You Are Enough, Chris takes you on a journey to finding self-worth. Chris believes life can be very dark at times, but there is a beauty in finding yourself in the darkness.
Gotta pray.
What Empowers Talks.
Pray that
Welcome
off you.
social media personality, Chris GQ Perry, to the show. How are you?
That was a fire introduction. I really appreciate that.
Nah, that was a dope introduction, though.
Happy to be here.
I'm glad you're here. We were talking off camera. I always tell people we have the interview before the interview. Yeah, and Chris, you were trying to interview me before the interview.
Well, I had some questions I want to ask. I had to forget. I forgot this wasn't my podcast.
Yeah, but we can get into it. I'm definitely...
Commercial.
The 4th of July with Metro Mattress and enjoy incredible savings. This and
an open book,
okay.
But you have reinvented yourself over the years quite a few times. You started off as a music artist. Mm-hmm. You were rapping, singing, R&B.
Did it all.
John B. You was
entrepreneur. Just like me.
Chris, you have been on reality television.
Yes.
You were on Honeymoon Island.
Married at First Sight, Honeymoon Island, yes.
Yes.
2018.
2018,
that's crazy.
Which is not that long ago, Chris. That's not that long ago.
I know, right?
Yeah, but you have reinvented yourself over the years. And so I really want to talk about, like, what's been the catalyst behind each one of those different moves that you've made to now being a relationship coach?
Really just things that inspired me. Like, I always loved doing music. That was a passion of mine.
Yeah, music is a passion. That's therapeutic.
Music is I did R&B, so I talked about relationships just with music. Right?
Yeah.
So like that was the vibe.
Yeah, that's the easiest
and
thing to write about.
Transition to, even while I was doing music, I still had that relationship coach side in me because I had seen so much growing up. I've always had like a passion for healthy relationships, seeing my mom and my dad. So that transition from music to relationship coaching wasn't a hard one for me. It was something I was passionate about, something I enjoyed doing. And I feel like that's my calling. That's what God wants from me, is to be able to help people have healthy relationships.
Help people change lives, change their lives, help them out.
On Honeymoon Island to find you a healthy relationship.
Good craft to have.
Yeah. So talk about your experience there.
That was a crazy experience being on Honeymoon Island because I didn't know what to expect. First of all, I missed my flight, so I'm like, Dad, God, can I swear on you?
Yeah, you're fine.
I'm like, God don't want me to do this. Like, I missed my flight. Like,
not you was just late and woke up late. It was God don't want you to do this.
Probably was late, right? I'm always running late.
God did.
But anyway, yeah. So by the time I got there, everybody had met everyone, and they knew, a little bit about each other, and I knew nobody, so I was nervous.
So where did they film this?
St. Lucia.
In St. Lucia, okay.
Yes. St.
So
Lucia.
we were shooting, and they told us the day of the shoot, like, if you don't find somebody, you're going home. So I'm like, damn, I missed my flight. I was late, and I'm about to go home if I don't find somebody. So
you had to find somebody in a certain
you had to find like a so like when you got there, they put us on this pirate ship, and they let us know, like, if you don't find somebody that you mix with or match with that wants to get to know you more, you have to go home. So there was a lot of people that actually went home that didn't even make the cast.
Oh wow. Oh, so this is like before you even really start, like who gets in the top,
It's crazy. I didn't even
before
know
we on the
that.
show.
Yeah, before like we really started getting into the relationship side of
Okay.
things. So a lot of people went home. Luckily, I had met somebody, Jada, and I had met somebody else. Uh,
Jada's are always good girls, right? It's a Jada over here.
Jada
They
was
just
so
be good girls,
Jada's.
you know?
yeah, she was dope. She had like a great personality. She was awesome, and we still have a friendship to this day. Like she's really smart and intelligent, and she
Yeah.
kind of
Jada
she's
Waiters.
a good friend to have. I'm very thankful that I had met her. And I feel like we crossed paths with people for a reason, and there's a reason that I met her.
So you didn't find love though on the show.
I didn't. So
Yeah.
I didn't find love on the show.
Yeah.
When I got home, um, me and Jada kind of just decided to be friends, go our own ways. And when I got back home, I ran into Britney. And Britney I've known for 10 years.
And this is your current fiance.
Yes.
Yes.
I've known her for 10 years since high school. She actually didn't want anything to do with me in high school.
Oh, okay.
And that goes back to who I was in high school. I wasn't the man I am today.
Yeah. Well, we would hope not, child. We would hope not. We would hope there's been some changes made since high school.
There's been some.
Yeah.
I had my dog days in high school. I was a young man trying to learn.
Word.
I had the guys
Living through life, going through things. Figuring it out.
Right? So she knew that back then. She knew I wasn't ready. I actually tried to talk to her and take her on a date. She told me no.
And this is after you're on Honeymoon Island.
No, just 10 years ago.
Oh, okay.
When I was
Before.
in high school.
Okay.
Yeah. She told me no. She told me she wasn't interested. I ran into her again when I got back from the show after me and Jada decided to be friends. And I asked her, I still would love to take you out. She was single at the time, and she agreed to it.
Shooting that
And
shot.
here we are now. But I feel like it's perfect timing, right? God's timing.
Well, God's timing is something because you said when you met her, you had $10 to your name and you were living in your father's attic.
All right, so I'm gonna be completely honest and open with you. She had no idea my financial situation.
Yeah.
But I kind of didn't. I wasn't honest with her about it at first because I'm like, man. When I was on the show and stuff, I had a 9 to 5, but I was still living in my dad's crib. And I told her, I was like, I got my own place. I'm doing good and all this stuff.
You told her this before you go out on the date. Okay.
I respect it.
So she assumes like
y'all know
they might treat you different.
They lied to
You tell them something else.
I cared about her so much, and I was so interested. I'm like, man, I just really want a chance with this girl. I always admired her. I always thought she was like so beautiful and just like such a good woman. So I'm like, damn, I hope she give me a shot. So long story short, she ended up finding out later. Even when she found out, she held me to a certain standard. Brittany holds me to a certain standard as a man. She's like, you have to get your stuff together. So, regardless of where you are now, I know who you could be.
Yeah.
Sorry, and I think that it's important for you to get your life right. And I really had to step up as a man if I wanted to be in a relationship with her because I wanted to be able to get
time, that point.
Yeah. Because
and that was a pivotal point in my life.
It had to have been because you are a father already.
Yes.
And she's not the mother of your child.
She's not.
Yeah. And so that was also a transition of like, how do you mesh these and meld these, relationships together,
Mm-hmm. And it's a challenge. And I think that it's important for me to display my flaws. But also, I wanted to be very
We all
clear
got
that
flaws. Feel me?
I wasn't able to
It's all
coach
about
with
working
her.
on
like
them.
she had expectations.
She held you to the fire.
And I had to, as a man, hold up to them expectations because I wanted to make sure I could give her the things that she needed in a relationship and the things that I preach about now as a man.
Yeah, because you have really transformed. I told you this before, literally a year ago. You said that you've been doing this relationship coaching since 2012. But when I look at your Instagram page, you see this shift in the last year.
Well, not really relationship coaching. Back then, I spoke on relationships. I didn't start the relationship coaching until like the last year or so.
Okay.
Save up to $600 during the 4th of July mattress sale.
So y'all hit that like, comment, subscribe button, y'all.
Finance your new mattress for as little as $20.
Okay.
But I've just always been passionate about it because I feel like it's just like something I really care about. I care about talking about relationships because I've been through so much. I've seen so much.
When you see and been through,
hold me accountable in relationships.
You can really help people out.
It's just something I'm passionate about, and then seeing the dynamic with my dad and my mother. My dad was such a good man, strong black man that really just taught me how to be a man. right?
Yeah.
And there's only, you're still gonna make your mistakes as a young man, but he taught me how to be a man, how to provide for your family, the things that you need to do.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the, you know, I had the guidance, and some of my friends didn't have the guidance, and I noticed the difference in the shift with my friends that didn't have the guidance, not having their dad in the house.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're learning from your friends how to be a man because you don't have a man showing you.
Yeah.
And when you have that, you don't know. So if your friend's a player, if your friend's abusive,
Facts.
that's what you become because
Yeah.
that's what you see and that's what you're around.
You
That's
adapt
what
to
you
your
think is okay.
environment.
But when you got a man, a strong man in your life that's telling you, no, that's not okay. That's not how you treat women. This is what you do for women. This is how you provide. This is what you do when you're in a relationship. It's a
Word.
shift. And you're still going to make your mistakes because I still made mine. But always
Nobody's
having somebody
perfect.
that you can go to, like your dad. I went to my dad so many times, and my mom too. But my dad just like, yo, dad, what do I do? How do I navigate this relationship? And he'll give me advice. A lot of men don't have that. A lot of young men don't even know what that is,
Yeah.
and they getting the wrong advice.
So
Facts.
you've been with Britney for 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
and you and I were talking before.
5 years is a long time.
Relationship coach. What took you so long to take this leap to ask her to be your wife? 5 years of dating.
I wanted to make sure I was ready.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure I was in the right place
Yeah.
to give her what she needed for marriage. Because you know what comes after engagement, right?
Yeah.
You got to plan a wedding.
Yeah.
You got to make sure you right
There's
for
a lot
that.
of planning to do.
As soon as I got engaged to Britney, the next day when she was talking about the wedding, I'm like, damn, we don't even got a date. Like, she's not even playing. Like, she's ready to go, and I want to make sure that I can give her the things that she wants. And she's not like over the top bougie or anything, but there's things that she wants. I want to make sure I was in a position to provide those things for her, and I was just kind of building, but I was focused.
Yeah. Because you all are in business together as well, right?
You've been doing it, Brandy. You've been on it, huh? You've been doing your research.
It's no need for you to come and sit in that chair, and I don't know who you are.
Amen.
Yeah, I don't want to just be introduced when we start talking, you know.
Yes.
So you guys are in business with each other.
Yeah, we
Good
started
technique.
doing
Airbnbs.
investment properties.
Yeah.
And Airbnb and furnished finders.
Yeah. How's that experience been working together and now making that step to
Power
be
couple
married
type.
to one another?
It was definitely needed because I didn't like working for nobody. She's a private.
Word, I don't like working for
She
nobody.
works from home and she does.
Gotta
her
break
own-
that cycle, that rat
Your
race.
fiance is a private investigator.
Yeah, so she could work from home.
You can't do anything, my man, my guy.
Oh, I can't do nothing. Oh,
She's on it. That's Inspector
listen, but I'm not
Gadget.
gonna do nothing. But if she finds out everything about anybody,
I bet she does.
Yeah,
Wow.
she plays no.
Eyes in the
games, and
back
she's
of the
very
head.
intelligent, very smart. I got very lucky.
Oh wow. Private investigator.
Yeah.
That's it. So what is it like being engaged to? Before I get into this Airbnb,
Right.
what is it like being engaged to a private investigator?
I mean, it's a different world for her. I mean, she kind of like separates work from real life. That's how she's never really had to investigate anything I was doing or anything. But like sometimes she'll get hate from certain people, and she'll research and look into them, and she'll like learn things about them. But what's crazy is sometimes when she is having to investigate people, she'll go to like their Facebook or their Instagram, and she'll see me on there because they share my content, and it's just funny because like she'll be like, I literally investigated somebody today that has our picture on their page.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's OD.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, you can't do anything. You in. You 10 toes down. You
Oh, yeah.
locked in for life, my guy.
Like I said, she holds me accountable in all ways.
So you said that, and this is really because when you've made this transition into being a relationship coach, you've been very vocal in your social media. All of your page is really about you giving content about relationships only, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things you said is broke men want fixers, immature men want mothers, lazy men want enablers, insecure men want puppets, abusive men want objects, good men want partners, hardworking men want supporters,
Phew.
men of God want a rib.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that
Preaching.
is very true. The stage of
Fact.
where a man is at the stage of where a man is at in his life is the man you're going to get. So if he's
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have money, why would I'm big on this, and a lot of men disagree with me for this, but I don't think a man that's not financially in the position to have a woman should have a woman.
So
That
broke
is
men
true.
should not be dating.
I don't think broke men should be dating. No.
Okay.
I don't think broke men should be in relationships because, one, a man that's broke is not happy.
Yeah, I would agree.
Because when a man has financial income and he has
It's a fact.
money, he feels a lot better about himself and he feels more accomplished. When a man
Gives you
doesn't have
confidence.
money and he's not where he wants to be in his life, he'll never be able to focus on a woman 100% because he's going to be focused on chasing what he wants.
Yeah.
So for me, that
My boy Chris
sounds
Perry
harsh,
preaching
but
right
it's
now,
very
y'all.
true.
Listen.
If a man's not financially where he wants to be, he will never be able to give a woman what she deserves.
If a man is not financially
now
where you
you're
want to
at the
be, you're not going to be able to
place
give that
where you
woman what she deserves.
On a
You
real,
heard?
because you're a man of God. That's on your bio. You know,
Man of
you're
God.
a man of God.
God first.
And so now you know, she's your
God
rep, and
first.
that's what you are in the market for.
For sure. And even though, you know, it might seem like our relationship is perfect, it's far from it. We go
People
through.
would think that
You
because of
still
social
go
media.
through stuff.
Absolutely.
Really? Okay.
I think that, you know, social media, people show you what they want to show you, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then there's times when, you know, I post things that people might assume that we have a perfect relationship.
I'm Millie, a content creator, coach, and business owner. If I had to start my business from zero, I would have focused on building up.
Far from it. Like, we go through the struggles just like anybody else. It's just the biggest thing with a relationship is you have to be willing to put the effort in and fix
It's
things
just
and
them down
communicate
a
with your
little
partner.
bit,
And if
feel
you're
me?
not willing to do that, you'll never have a successful relationship. And I think that's what me and Britney do is communicate and talk and work things out, and we're both willing to put the effort in, because as soon as somebody checks out, the relationship's never going to work.
Communication
Yeah.
is key.
And so, how has it been in building the relationship with you having a child? And Brittany doesn't have any children, correct?
Mhm.
So, how has that been kind of building that bridge with your ex and your daughter?
Very hard. Very hard. The mother of my child did not take to Britney well at all.
Okay.
She was not a fan. Still not a fan, which is
Shall
unfortunate.
be.
But we do what we can to make it
God, more
possible.
cordial.
And I'm just being very transparent with
Yeah.
you.
Transparent.
Co-parenting is tough for me because she's not accepting of my new partner, and she doesn't, which makes it. I feel like when you have animosity towards the parent, it just affects the child, and that's where it really kind of upsets me, because we're trying to have a strong relationship for Bella, and that's it, my daughter.
Yeah. Did you all break up on bad terms, or was there like some sort of cheating, or
No,
that kind of left her a bit wrecked? You know, did something happen?
I wasn't ready when I had a child with her. I wasn't in a position where I felt like I was ready.
Yeah. How
And,
old is your daughter?
She's 7 now.
Okay.
I wasn't in a position where I was ready, and now, being older and more mature, you know, I'm man enough to admit my mistakes, and I feel like I'm a better man now, and I'm doing what I need to do.
Yeah.
But I've always been financially there and consistent as much as I can, as much as she would allow me to, for my daughter.
Yeah. So it's interesting because now you have that challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're about to embark on marriage, and you said recently on your Instagram is that there are 5 stages of love,
5 stages.
and most people
5
stop
stages?
at 3. Yeah, most people stop at 3. What stage are you in?
I feel like I'm on stage 4 now. We got over the hump. The stage 3 is the hardest stage, and that's the stage.
Well, tell the audience what the 5 stages are for you.
5
So,
stages.
you know, the first stage
Listen
is the
up.
honeymoon stage. It's the stage where you're really trying
Honeymoon
to.
stage.
Wait, you're not even trying. The first stage is the honeymoon stage where you're just in love. Like, no,
Yeah.
your partner can't do anything wrong. Like, you're just infatuated with your partner.
Yeah.
They're the perfect person. This relationship seems.
Lovey-dovey, yeah.
You're on a high. You're in the clouds. And then stage 2, you know, you start to realize things.
Stage
You
2.
start to see a little bit of who your partner really is. And then stage 3 is when you're at the top of the cliff and you decide, are you gonna
Stage 3.
get over that hump, or are you gonna just go backwards? And that's really where a lot of people fail, because you start to see the person that you're dating for who they really are.
See their true
You start to
colors.
see their flaws, and when you see their flaws, some people don't know how to get over that, and some people don't want to work through things, and they want to give up because people live on that high of, I want to always be in love and
That high
infatuated with my
horse.
partner. I feel like they're the best person ever.
They don't
That's
see the
not how
bad.
relationships work. There's gonna be days when you don't want to be around your partner.
Absolutely.
There's gonna be days when you're just gonna be completely irritated with your partner, or feel like you don't even want to be in the relationship anymore. But the question is, are you willing to work together to get past that? Because you're gonna go through that in any relationship. And I say
Yeah.
this: the grass isn't greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it, and you have to water
Yeah.
that grass a lot.
So what's the
'Cause it's
last
not-
stage?
The last stage is the love. Is you made it over the hump. You made it through the hard times, and you found your partner, and that
Locked in,
you guys
twin.
are going through life together, and you understand that there's going to be days when you're not getting along. There's going to be days when you're arguing or fighting, but you're going to get through it. You're going to communicate and work through those things, and you kind of just like, you guys have prepared yourself for that, and you guys are, for me, putting God first, so that He can help you get through those times as well.
Yeah, put God
So
first
what do
in
you think
anything
it's
you
going
do.
to take for you and Britney to get to stage 5, since you're only at stage 4?
You know, I feel like it's really just continuing
Yeah.
to be consistent in the relationship, continuing to communicate, continuing to work through our problems, continuing to love each other, and always try our best in the relationship,
Trying your best in a relationship.
giving our best.
Yeah.